Just a reminder, if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to support us, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe for more. Your star ratings and reviews help others discover our podcast, so take a moment to share your thoughts. We appreciate you, and let's keep the conversation going.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the host of ADHP, Doug and Todd.
And Brandon.
Hey everybody! It's the return of ADHP, that's the Attention Deficit Hyperactive Politics, with Doug and Todd, and now also officially Brandon. Welcome back once again, Brandon Popson, our new co-host. We finally made it official. Yay. Imagine how that worked out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to update the little intro thing with all of our names, so that's why I kind of added that. And Brandon at the end.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm just happy to be here.
Yes. So, what do we got going on tonight, guys? We got a lot of stuff on the Google Doc, and I haven't looked at all of it yet. So, what do we do?
Yeah, well, we got so first of all, do we have a phone number up?
It should be on the screen, yes.
Just like it normally is.
As soon as it scrolls past, I'll read it off.
But so yeah, we're happy to take calls again this week, but we've got plenty of news stories to fill the time with. So,
yes. And the number is 425-243-7571, and let me make sure that it is enabled on my phone because I didn't do that either.
Yeah. Man, that's like an eventful week news-wise.
I was gonna challenge you guys.
All right.
What would you think my top story from this week is gonna be? Like the first thing that I want to make sure we talk about and don't run out of time for.
Well, considering I haven't looked at all the links that you posted, I don't know.
No, that's the goal. Yeah, that would be cheating if you had.
I would imagine you guys are gonna want to talk about that. There's a YouTube channel that had like a Q&A session of some sort, and
it was a Jubilee interview, a debate where they have the 20 people versus the one guy. It was Mehdi Hassan in the middle, and it was 20. Honestly, calling them Republicans is a little bit generous.
They're all like college-age kids too.
These people are outright literal Nazis. One of them straight up admitted he is a fascist. Like, proudly, was like, yeah, I'm a fascist.
So that's your guess, the top story. That's your, or perhaps just your top story of the week.
Oh, and that's my top story, yeah.
And Todd, what did you say yours was?
I mean, that's what I was talking about, was that one. Because I saw that video like 3 times today from like 3 or 4 different TikTok channels. And I was like, oh my God, this is only getting worse. Every time a video popped up, it was a different person that gentleman was talking to. And he spoke with like a British accent or a European accent.
Oh, no, he's American.
But yeah, I understand he's American, but he has an accent is what I'm getting at.
Which one are you talking about?
The one that we're talking about.
It was a brown-skinned dude who spoke with a British accent.
With the hat and the facial hair and talks about.
Yeah, he was talking to. There was several videos I saw. One was with a girl, and she was saying how her parents immigrated, but they're not immigrants. And then she was also talking to a guy who looked like a Hanna-Barbera villain with the handlebar mustache and the hat and the scarf. And
that guy. Yeah, he's from Iran. His parents are from Iran.
Yeah, he's Iranian. He's Iran. And he's racist as shit.
I didn't see all of his content. The clips going back and forth, and I'm like, oh my God! And every time I saw this guy pop up with another college kid, I'm like, do I want to watch this video or just skip? I skipped a lot of them because they kept coming up, and I watched like one whole like TikTok, which was like a full minute, and then the rest of them I just skipped because I was like, I've seen one of them, I don't really need to see the rest.
Yeah, well, you had the big aggressive guy who was like he sat down a couple different times, but he started his first segment asking Mehdi where he's from or where his parents were from.
Yeah. Like, what's your ethnic background?
Yeah, and then he went into this whole thing about how he has this thing where he needs to stay calm. He's like, everybody here knows I need to stay calm, so we're gonna have me stay calm. And it was almost like threatening Mehdi, like don't don't try to argue too hard with him or something.
Don't trigger me. I'm a snowflake.
Yeah.
Is what he
Yep,
was
yeah.
basically saying.
Oh, at least 3 of these guys. If this had been in a bar or at a party, they literally would have jumped across and punched Mehdi in the face because Mehdi
for
absolutely drug these motherfuckers. Because I mean,
It was-
and here's the scary part I want to say. I know you say college kids, and yes, a lot of these guys are much younger. The scary part is every single one of them is actually a right-wing influencer of some sort.
Okay.
That's what I saw something later was that these are all like actually far right, alt right, grifter, YouTube, TikTok influencer people. Like they're not Republicans like representing a typical Republican perspective or a conservative perspective. One of them was outright going like, "Yeah, I'm a fascist and I like Nazis."
But here's the scary part about that: these people are purposely out there trying to change people's minds to be more like them.
Yeah,
and they are succeeding.
Of Bannon's change the culture strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Bannon. Oh yeah, that was definitely. I did kind of have half a mind to have Todd start playing that video on here so that we could watch and just have the whole, just do an hour of breaking it down. But there's a lot of other YouTube channels that are doing that. So I think if anybody's listening to this, they can find that on YouTube, no problem. But
if you want to, you can share a screen and play it.
Oh, we don't. We have other. Well, I agree with Doug. We have other stories to cover, and
He's like, no.
If we want to do that, I say we do a special segment on that, as opposed to this, because there's other things we need. Well, we should talk about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it makes some good Patreon content.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's another thing we should look into. I think we need to have a little bit of a following before we start up a Patreon, though, don't you think? Or maybe we should like get a.
We can always set it up, and nope, doesn't mean somebody's going to use it right away.
I mean,
right?
We could set it up and like post to it. I mean, that would also give because Doug was wanting to do like a blog thing or have like a website where we had like a blog.
Yeah, and it would be a good place for that. Yeah,
and then that would be an excellent place to post blog stuff, and then we could upload like exclusive to Patreon audio segments that are only available through the Patreon RSS feed, and then we could also post unlisted videos to YouTube. So.
Yeah, and I admit there's something ostentatious or whatever about doing a Patreon when you have just like a handful of listeners.
I mean,
but I'm of the mindset of if you build it, they will come.
Yeah,
when
and
it
that's
comes to
kind
something like that.
I think that's what we were doing on my last podcast. Is I suggested Patreon, and they were saying, well, we can set up on our website, and like if you want to have it go through the website, that's fine. But I think having a built-in setup like Patreon, which is also kind of like a blog / like social media site, people can type in topics and find other things to support. They're not going to find the website by doing that. So that's one of the reasons why they set up the Patreon eventually after I pushed on it. But I think we had 4 subscribers, and of the 4 subscribers, 2 of them were the 2 of the 3 hosts. So, yeah.
I mean, it's all, dude. We want to talk shit and get paid for it, so it's kind of all ostentatious on its face, right?
Yeah, like I mean, the point of this podcast is not to get paid. It's not done with the expectation of making money from it.
Yeah. We know it's not the expectation. I know it's not the expectation, but we would like that, right? There is no way in hell we would not like that at some point, correct?
I mean, it would be amazing if we could make money with it, but it's not like it's not the driving force.
Yeah, the driving force is to just have a place to vent and to get on and be on the record for these trying times. But yeah, if there's a way to get a little side hustle, if it becomes kind of a side hustle, that's going to depend on the people, right? If they want to hear more of
yeah, that's not up to us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's stuff we can do, but I mean.
But we are, and we definitely, if that's what you're getting at, like we definitely want to do more of that. Todd has been cutting stuff up, putting them into reels and YouTube shorts, and we can do more of that.
I've got a lot of ideas for us.
That's awesome. Yeah, I paid right before I stopped being on the other podcast. I paid for a whole year of Opus, which is this AI thing that you put in your YouTube link or
Sounds
your
like Opus Day or something.
it's Opus AI, I think is what it's called. But it's basically you put in your video link and it will take your video and cut it up into small, like reels, like 9:16 kind of video formatted, and then it will cut everything up, and then it will create all the descriptions and everything else for you, even the hashtags. And all you have to do is hit the publish button. It will share it to whatever accounts you have connected to it. So
Oh yeah, I mean, all of that's great. Like we marketing. I don't know. We'll talk about this later. This really isn't good, show conversation.
Yeah, yeah. Well, famously for this show, we do not do show meetings. We just talk it out as part of the content.
Yeah, apparently so.
I mean, we could absolutely start doing show meetings either before or after, or we just actually with the guys at the other show, we would like meet up at a coffee shop here in Renton, someplace, because all three of us lived in Renton. And we would,
I'm
talk
not
shit
coming
out.
to Renton.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Yeah,
expecting everybody.
you're a bit farther these days, aren't you, Doug?
What's that?
He lives out in the Kit
Port
Cap
Orchard.
area. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Port
Port
Orchard,
Orchard,
Jesus.
yep.
Yeah, I used to live out there a long time ago.
Yeah, I lived up in North Kit Cap for about 5 years.
It's growing out here, man. It's starting to. Yeah, we're doing a ton of building out here. But it's nice. I love it out here.
Yeah, it's pretty out there.
It sure is.
Yeah,
Party.
I love the views of the water. We're nice. Yeah. It's nice being close to the water. Take a boat anywhere we want to go.
Yeah, no, I want to go crabbing this year so bad.
Oh, dude. When I was a teenager, my mom had a boat, and we used to go up into the San Juans, and I got one of those Star Trap things, and it was great for grabbing crab off the docks.
I love crab. I could eat crab every single day for the rest of my life.
Was the first crab I ever caught, and it was we had to go and get all the crab gear because you had to get the pot, you had to get the little measuring thing, the little crab ruler, as I called it. I don't know if that was the official term for it or not, but it was basically a ruler that would show you how big the crab was and whether or not if it was big enough to keep or throw it back.
Yeah.
And so did all that. That was fun.
I used to love going crabbing, but I've never been a big fan of crab.
I love crab.
Dude, crab is so good, especially if you cook it right.
Well, I'll enjoy crab. Where I mostly just get to like drink liquid butter and eat some crab.
Parquet.
I actually have like a half pound of crab in my fridge right now.
Is it real crab or is it imitation, which is basically cod?
It is real crab. I if I go to
half a pound of imitation crab in your freezer would be crazy.
No, in my fridge. I like pretty much once a week I go and I'll buy a pound and a half of a snow crab from Myers.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, snow crab. That's some good shit. Although I haven't had snow crab in a very long time. I think the last time I had actual crab meat was Dungeness, and it was fucking amazing.
Oh, I love crab. It's like a once a week meal for me.
Oh,
like
wow.
literally
I can't afford
foods.
that.
Oh, it's not bad. If you go to Fred Meyer, it is literally like $12.99 a pound.
That's a lot of money, dude, for a pound.
It's a pound of crab.
I'm just saying, a pound of anything for $12, it better fucking.
Like you gotta have it. You can't not have crab.
It better last an entire month. Okay.
You gotta buy your bottled water and your.
All you need is some beer, some crab, and life is good. I'm a simple man, Asian.
Yeah.
Indicting an entire continent full of people with his own weird habit.
What's funny is my younger sister, her, I guess, soon-to-be ex-husband, is native, and his business is that he would go deep-sea diving for gooey duck, and he would sell that shit to Japan. He'd make a good amount of money selling gooey duck.
I worked for a native dude for 1 year, helping with fireworks stands, and he did diving for abalone and selling to Japan.
Yeah.
Huh. Apparently, this is a big market I was not aware of.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the native fishermen out there on the peninsula. That's what they
Wait,
do.
what's abalone? It might have been gooey duck too. Now I think about it. Are there abalone around here? I don't think there are.
Abalone is like a tuna, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's a shellfish.
No, I'm pretty
You're thinking albacore.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah,
abalone.
yeah.
His name is Jason Hunter, so I don't know if that was your
Motherfucker, I'm Japanese. Arguing me about seafood. God damn it.
Oh Oh my.
Oh my.
Actually.
So, but yeah, going back to the Mediathon thing, that was one of the top things definitely on the plate for today. Another top story that you might have picked, the Stephen Colbert being fired, or
Yes.
the impending being announced by Paramount. But we'll get to that in a second, because actually neither of these things were my top story.
What is it?
So for those that have been listening to the podcast since the start, know that one of my pet projects, one of my the big thing that I'm talking about the most, the thing that I want the most in this world, is universal basic income.
Oh
We've talked about it. And there's other things to go along with that, other ideas to explore that aren't necessarily just UBI. And so what's come out this week is Iceland approved a 4-day work week, and now in 2019 they approved a 4-day work week, and nearly 6 years later, all forecasts by Gen Z have come true. That's the headline. We'll find out what that means. Iceland's groundbreaking shift to a 4-day work week has transformed workplace dynamics since its approval in 2019. Nearly 6 years later, the predictions made by Generation Z about this revolutionary approach have materialized with remarkable accuracy, creating ripple effects across the global work culture. So when Iceland initiated its 4-day workweek pilot in 2015, skepticism abounded, this article says. This is coming from Paris2018.com.
We just got a text message from Han saying, I recently had oral surgery, so I can't talk, but Matt and it had AYCE snow crab at Seafood Buffet for dinner in Myrtle Beach. Lucky.
Oh, Myrtle Beach? Is that like Virginia? Or is that California?
I think Myrtle Beach is California, but I don't know for sure.
California.
Yeah.
Han's about to text me really mad. He's like, you don't know where this is. He talked to me about this before, but
so I didn't know how to pronounce.
I don't know exactly where it is.
If it was a misspelling, or if it's or if I'm just not knowing how to read it. The AYCE. I'm imagining it's a brand name of some sort that I've never heard of.
Myrtle Beach is nice. That's all I know. I've heard the name. That's all I know.
And they're in South Carolina.
North Carolina. There we go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought East Coast sounded right.
Yeah.
Well, we thank Han for listening again. Had a nice chat last week.
Almost midnight. Thanks.
Going on here. So they first did a pilot in 2015 in Iceland, and critics questioned whether productivity would suffer, costs would rise, or service standards would decline. However, what began as a modest experiment with 2,500 workers, which is approximately 1% of Iceland's workforce, it rapidly expanded to include nearly 90% of the country's workers by 2019. So the transition reduced standard weekly hours from 40 to 36 with no reduction in employee compensation. So contrary to initial concerns, productivity remained steady and even increased in certain sectors. This successful implementation validated what Generation Z had long advocated, that quality of work matters more than quantity of hours. Unlike Belgium's approach, which compressed 40 hours into 4 longer workdays, Iceland maintained normal daily hours while reducing the total weekly commitment. This distinction proved crucial for achieving genuine work-life balance benefits rather than merely redistributing the same workload. A teacher and activist over there said the reduction of the work week, I'm not going to pronounce the Icelandic name, I'm sorry. But the reduction of the work week, they say, has been huge success in Iceland. For 90% of us, the 36-hour work week means less stress, more job satisfaction, and more time to enjoy life. So that sounds a lot like the benefits that came out of those UBI studies we talked about in earlier episodes, achieving very similar results.
Hey, don't they have a medication or a pill or like something you can rub on it for those UBIs?
Oh, God damn
it. I hate you.
Pretty sure that's yogurt. No, I mean,
what would a UBI be?
Antibiotic or something. Yeah, that's the word. Antibacterial. Yeah. God damn it. I was in medicine. Why did it almost say that?
Urethral bacterial infection? UBI?
Or your urethra? Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that later.
So,
All right.
so this article goes on to talk about societal benefits beyond workplace productivity. The impact of Iceland's 4-day work week extends beyond the economic. The initiative has generated profound societal benefits, particularly advancing gender equality. With additional non-work time available, men have increasingly engaged in family responsibilities and household duties, creating more balanced domestic partnerships.
Duty.
So they put a chart out here. They have in mental health, we saw reduced stress levels, decreased burnout, improved overall well-being. Family dynamics, more equitable sharing of childcare, stronger family connections. Community engagement, there was increased participation in social activities and civic initiatives, and environmental impact, reduced commuting, lower office energy consumption. So Icelanders now report significantly higher quality of life with additional time for leisure, family activities, and personal development. This holistic improvement in well-being supports Gen Z's assertion that work should complement life rather than dominate it. So I think that sounds great. I mean, I'm a big proponent of the UBI, um,
Oh, yes.
but
Oh,
but
yes.
a step to get there, I think, is reducing work hours, getting more people to work, but everybody working fewer hours. I mean, I think that's the goal. I mean, eventually you'd love to see like the 4-hour work day. At one point, people talked about at one point in the labor movement back in like the early era of industrialization, people thought that automation would eventually mean like 4-hour work week. Could you imagine a
How long?
4-hour work week?
Oh,
Four
4 hours.
hours
Yeah, I would. I
for the
mean,
week.
well, what would you do in 4 hours even?
I know that's the crazy thing. A lot of automation would be going on, but a 4-hour work day seems reasonable. I mean, that's what Benjamin Franklin wrote about in his musings. He thinks that if man spent 4 hours a day doing something of utility, they could that ought to be enough to suffice a community if all the able-bodied people did 4 hours a day. And
That would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, if that could happen, I mean, I honestly think people should get like a livable out no matter how much they work. I think that the only reason why you should want to do something is because you're driven to do it. That will drive people who want to do things to go into the fields that they want to, make bigger leaps forward in technologies and all that, or whatever else in those fields.
yes, and I think going hand in hand with that has to be free higher education.
Oh yes, hell yes, free education. Period. Like, why
Yeah,
are we
and
charging anybody for education?
whether that's an art education, a law education, a math education, science, any of that would all. You want to
And
see
free.
your society flourish, and
Yeah.
it needs to have. You need to basically be watering all seeds.
Oh yeah. No, people. No, I'm 100% a UBI proponent. Yes, I do think that is that would be like, the ultimate goal.
Right, because what are you supposed to do when you put because like the reduced work hours is nice as we go along and get to an endpoint, but what do you do when pretty much all the labor is handled by AI and automation?
Exactly. I mean, this was supposedly to be the point of technology was so that we could do that um, at some point. But yeah, the capitalists really
We
don't like that concept.
Well, yeah, we've been losing the labor war for a while, and we need another labor movement in this country. That I think if you tie in a true labor movement is also a civil rights movement, and so I think that's really what we need right now
I mean,
Oh,
is
absolutely.
another labor movement.
I saw a thing earlier today that cracked me up. Someone said, and this is only I'm only referencing this because we're talking about labor and how um, Republicans were trying to change labor laws for kids or for teenagers. I was like, if they could have their way, they would put the kids to work as soon as they're born.
Oh yeah, no, they're like, yeah, absolutely. I've actually heard conservatives come out and just straight say we should let anybody who wants to, which means quote unquote, child labor.
I think they're also
Yeah, they're
implying that people who are on Social Security should be working.
And their kids should be working, and everyone in their family should be working. Sounds kind of like the serfs back in medieval times, because that's what this is. This is neo feudalism.
Which is, I'm so glad you brought that up because this connects to something that I was reading today in my Port Orchard politics chat, where one of their libertarian posters that's pontificates on all the legislature and he owns a bar and also a fire sprinkler company out here, and he's considers himself very well. He considers himself some sort of constitutional lay expert, and
Of course he
but he
does.
thinks the Constitution. He thinks the only role of the government, according to our Constitution, is to basically protect property, promote business, and go to war. Um, as if the entire preamble of the Constitution isn't right there to read about, promoting the common welfare and ensuring domestic tranquility and all that. Um,
Han says Matt is an IT director at a university and friends with professors at his work, and he has thoughts about the cost of higher education and the oversaturation of college students.
Oversaturation,
The,
as in too
What?
many people go into
Over
college
yeah,
oversaturation of what she said?
the
of college
oversaturation of
students.
college kids.
Oh, oversaturation of college
Too
kids.
many college kids going to college. Is
I
what
don't.
that
I don't know
sounds
what
like. I
that
don't know if
means.
that's
I
what they
don't.
mean.
I don't know what she means.
Well, if they want to call in and explain what they mean, we definitely talk to them about it.
And
Whether
Yeah,
we agree or
if
just
Matt wants,
it might be a debate. I don't know.
Matt, you can call in. I'll answer the call. And she keeps
she just
texting.
said,
Sorry,
yeah.
it's late. It's not late for us, Han. It's not even 9 o'clock for us, so it's
No,
okay.
if you guys don't want to call, don't feel like you have to call.
No,
I'm
but
not. We're
she
not. We're
every
not.
time she texts, she says, "Sorry, it's late again."
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
you're keeping us from going to bed.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a sleep podcast.
Here we go.
Listen to our soothing voices.
Oh, but
We
where I
we
was going with that, Brandon,
we have
is
her on the phone now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, like I can't talk very much. But what Matt's a millennial, right? He's a mid-millennial. So in his time working in higher education is that what he saw and what he's lived through his experience is that what he doesn't quite agree fully with what the cost of free education, because as like I don't know if you guys like know about like the bureaucracy or like the like livelihoods of graduate students. But what he said that like
Huh?
there needs to be like more affordable education, yes, but there's like nothing like comes free because it comes to the expense of the professors. Unless there was like $1 billion donation like that University Medical School in New York, unless there's $1 billion donation, then that couldn't be free.
I think
Right? But
it would be paid by taxes.
Yeah,
If anything.
taxes already exist. Where you would take taxes that were already taking and put them into a different area.
yeah,
it
you
would
have
also
to
be
take a
like
look
wouldn't it
at how
also be
much it would.
difficult too?
What that almost sounds like you want to restricting the access to the education and therefore
So he's not
keeping
talking about the restriction of access. He's talking about because in his generation, or in his lived experience, what he saw with his peers is that they were being pushed for like you need to go to college, you need to go to college, but not everyone's meant to go to college. Meaning this
well,
way, I
sure.
said
I'm not gonna knock like
oversaturation
trades or
of college
anything,
students. Yeah, which is why he
but
said it
I
like yeah,
don't
like
quite
there
get the
is
concept of
oversaturation.
I don't get that word when you say oversaturation. That's where I'm getting lost. I kind of need some frame of reference for which way that word is meant. Because I don't think there can be an oversaturation. It's just more people wanting to get educated. I can't personally view that as a negative thing. I'm
Oh
not
no,
saying I'm
yeah,
knocking
education
the
is like
trades and stuff.
important, but
People
like
should still do trades, but I don't get this word. What do you mean by oversaturation?
so what he's seen and what he lived through is that like his words, well, it's not going directly. There's too many people in college who should not be in college and should go to like a trade.
Like
There's
how
like
can you
there's
make that call?
Is he meaning that they're
Okay.
they're wasting their time being in college? That they should just give up and go do something
Yeah,
else?
yeah, yeah. But they're like, he's not calling them stupid. He's saying that like these people are more like some people are more fit for the trade. That they're not like they're. You know how there's a different
I
sorts of intelligence. Some people are just not like book
I
smart,
mean, there's still
right?
a lot of
People are
people
just
in those
not.
trades. My
If
godson
if
is a
we're
fucking plumber. Like trades are doing just fine.
Well, if what we're saying here is that high school counselors need to do a better job of guiding their juniors and seniors as they're selecting their next course in life, that's probably true everywhere.
Oh
Um,
yes,
Yeah.
them
but
in the
I mean,
but in
military need to
terms
back
of
off.
but in terms of how many people are going to college, as far as I'm concerned, there can never be enough. And that's not to be at the expense of the trades.
No,
It's
it's
just
not.
if
I
you
mean,
think
that's
you
not even
want to
the
go to
trade because
college.
we also look at a lot of people want to go to college, but also some people are like more pushed for it. But for
Oh
what
yes,
Matt's
we were pushed for
seeing
it majorly in
in
our
the
gen. I
computer
agree.
science,
Well,
For sure. Yes, that
Yeah.
was true. Yes,
In
that's
my
definitely
my
true that they pushed
generation,
it.
we were really pushed to go to college to get a higher education, to get a really good paying job, because, working in grocery or working
yeah,
in
but
any
when there's
kind
an
of trade jobs
oversaturation
isn't going to be
of
enough.
when there's over like so Matt's obviously an IT comp sci, right? He's been in the field for forever. So what he's seen is that there's like always a up and down, especially that's more seen in the comp sci field of oh, from what he's seen personally is that there's a lot of people who see computer science as a get rich quick scheme, and then there's a high attendance of comp sci majors, and then the market is like, hey, we can't,
Yeah.
we can't have, we can't hire everybody, right? I think that's what's happening right now in my generation is with, there's a ton of people who are highly qualified, and the job market is ass,
I
right? And then we're like, well, why do we go to college? Like I should have just gone do this. A
I
lot of like buyer's remorse and being pushed. You see what
yeah.
I'm getting at?
Yeah, a lot of people get pushed into going to college because they think that's the only way to make a good amount of money at a job. I do know a guy who went to college for a couple years, doing like a computer science class or something. It was some IT thing, right? And he did it for 2 years, and then he decided at like the beginning of the third year, like, nah, this is just too much for me. I don't want to do this. And then he quit going to school, and he got himself a job working at in a warehouse in down in like Kent area, in Washington State.
hmm.
But
This is also where Matt says that like yes, there's an oversaturation of students and there should be more full education. Because he went to like that when he was stupid and young, he went to like that notorious for profit school, the ITT Tech or something. The one
yeah,
that got he
Oh,
went to
IT,
oh,
that
yeah,
and he was
my brother went to that.
you remember
like
that
the
one?
Bri.
I went to that too.
My brother
Yeah, so
went
he
to that
went
and
to
went to, and
that.
worked at Boeing for nearly 40 years. So
I didn't get anything from it. That was the
So
worst
he
school I went to.
oh. So
You know what's
I'm
funny?
sorry.
I only ever made money after I went to college. Like before that, I was like, yeah, I had no, I fucking warehouse jobs and all that stuff. I actually got into medicine after finishing an actual college course. I tried like 3 times to go to college. It was not an easy thing for me.
the best job
Yeah,
I ever
it would be nice. Oh, go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say the best job I ever had was a job that I didn't have any formal education to do. I just was really good at computers, and it was tech support for an ISP, and I did dial-up support, and then I did when high-speed internet became brand fucking new. That's what I did too. I was second-tier support for that, and
Hell yeah.
and there was one call and I still tell this story to this day because it's funny as shit. But I had a guy call in. He was having trouble getting connected to his internet. It was dial up. I think it's no problem. It's not like it's brain surgery or anything. And he got really quiet. I'm like, doctor, you're not a surgeon, are you? He goes, yes. I was like, you're a brain surgeon,
Oh.
aren't you? He goes, yes. I was like, I didn't really mean it like that, and I wasn't implying anything. It wasn't because I was like, he felt really dumb. He couldn't figure this out, and I was like trying to ease
So
him, and he
there's
did.
also
Yeah,
like a generational divide too. I'm sure you've mean, I don't know how old you guys are, but from like I'm assuming from what
What?
Brandon and Matt were talking about is that it's not necessarily about like you're smarter or not. It's more about how you grew up with it, right? So millennials saw technology from the beginning, so they know how to work with it
Yeah.
more than my generation. Because my generation is more from what I've seen early. I'm early. Is it early? I'm earlier Gen Z, 99. So for my generation, it was more about media literacy and being safe on the internet versus, how do you do dial-up? I don't know how to fucking do dial-up. Or, like old computers. Like you can kind of see where, yeah, the guy may be a brain surgeon or whatever, but he probably didn't grow up with it. So it's kind of like a technological divide, which is,
I,
probably difficult to
I think
overcome.
both Doug and Brandon are probably millennials.
We're
Millennials.
I'm
millennials. We are
I,
millennials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm millennial.
I'm
Yeah,
Gen X,
elder millennial.
and I was in my 20s by the time that the internet became a thing. I remember before
Oh
the
my God.
internet. So yeah.
I remember before the internet
Yeah,
too.
so
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but the thing is I was a teenager by the time that was like everybody had it, and I had my own internet account. I wasn't using my parents.
My parents were
you
early
grew up
internet
like
adopters.
learning how to like do like you learned from like the beginning of like how to work with all this stuff.
Yeah. No, see, I was going online before even AOL was a thing.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what the fuck AOL is.
AOL,
Oh my
I don't think
god.
AOL is
Fucking
even still an
ah.
ISP, but
Han,
there's
Han, boo, boo, Han,
what
boo,
what'd
boo
she say?
you.
What'd she say? I
She
missed
said,
it.
I don't know what AOL is.
Oh God, you know what?
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's what I just said. I was like, you know what? Boo, boo you. You little shit.
Oh, like,
well,
when am I
well,
still in
we're gonna move
diapers?
on to the. I'm sorry. What was that?
When am I still in diapers?
Yes,
Are you?
yes, yes, you
That
are.
might be TMI. That's probably not an appropriate
Because
question.
you were born the year before the
No judgment.
2000s.
No judgment.
uh, kids these
Yeah,
days,
So
I
we're
man.
gonna move
remember
on to the next
9/11.
story.
Oh yeah, what's the next story? Yeah, what were we talking
Okay,
about?
so, and just to finish my thought of what I was saying, Brandon, why I was glad you brought up you were acknowledging the fact that like if there's not some sort of redistribution of wealth, then we ultimately end up in some sort of serfdom.
Yeah, neo
Where
feudalism.
where
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Yeah, well, so this guy literally in the message I saw today was talking about how property taxes means you are nothing but a serf to the government, and how and he is literally like we live in serfdom right now because we have to pay property taxes.
That's not what
And
serfdom is.
it's so like it's just they get it so twisted that
Well,
how do you even turn them around to have an honest discussion on it?
I guarantee you that person's a right libertarian.
Oh yeah, like they reminded me of like talking to you 20 years ago or
Yeah,
15 years ago.
yeah, that is a right libertarian viewpoint right there. There is no other, not even Republicans think that. That is a hard right libertarian viewpoint.
But the actual next story is the one I mentioned before with Paramount or Stephen Colbert actually being the one to announce that they are not going to renew his contract, and in May of 2026, the Late Show is going away. It will be no more. It will cease to be.
It will be an X show.
It's only sleeping. It's resting.
Got
It's
lovely
not dead
plumage.
yet, but it will be soon enough.
I feel
Hello,
happy.
hello, late show. Hello, whack, whack, whack.
You ain't fooling anyone.
Oh.
That was a
So I do.
very obscure joke for these days.
I think we may have lost Han because she has no idea what
I,
we were just
I,
talking about.
I was going to say, I'm like, Han has literally no idea what
Okay,
the fuck we were just
I,
talking about.
I don't know. I don't watch TV. Sorry.
even if you did watch TV today, you still wouldn't get the reference because you're young.
Yep, you're way too young for
Damn
that.
it.
I was young for that.
So what homework I have for you, Han, is to look up Monty Python's Flying Circus. It was a British comedy show in the 70s. It's what inspired
Oh my
SNL.
god.
The 1970s.
The
Yeah,
1970s.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
yeah.
Yeah. It was even
Oh, yeah.
60s.
Like
Was
the
it 60s?
early
Because that was.
1970s.
In
Was
the
it early?
70s. I mean, I associate it firmly with the 70s, but I
Right.
don't know when it started, to be
It
honest.
might have even started in the late 60s, for all I know.
You know,
just
I
remember
really.
seeing a thing when I was a little kid, and not
Same.
understanding.
I remember what my
I'm curious. When did color TV come out?
The color TVs came out in the 50s, I think, 60s maybe.
thing. So it was a big thing with switch over. I have no idea.
But yeah, if nothing else, you need to watch Mighty Pythons and their Search for the Holy Grail, because that's where all the jokes
Oh, I
are
love
from.
that movie. No. We were talking about the Hello
Well,
Polly.
not all
That
of
was
them, yeah.
no. We were just referencing the dead parrot sketch,
Oh, there's
and that
Yeah,
was from
yeah.
Monty Python's Flying Circus.
The
Yeah,
parrot
that
is
was.
no more.
It is
It
a
has
cease
to
to
be.
be. It is an ex parrot.
it's only sleeping. It's resting. Yeah.
It is not resting. It's dead. It's got lovely plumage.
My favorite is when South Park did their version of that sketch, and that was actually
Oh, I don't
on
know.
the. It was on a box set, I think, for one of the
Was
Monty
it?
Python things.
I love both
I
those
have-
shows. Oh
I'll have
yeah,
to
you hear
see
about
that.
South Park? We can talk about that later too.
Yeah, South Park is coming
No, but
back next week.
I do have a
But
couple stories about the Colbert thing, but just off the top, like, what have you guys heard? What do you know? What are your thoughts?
I saw his video talking about how he was told the night before that the show is going to be canceled at the end of the season and it will not be renewed for anything. He's not being replaced. They're just taking away the show.
Right. Yep.
yep, and even getting a Late Show as a whole is a crazy move. Can we just say that? Like that show, the Late Show has been on CBS forever.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since '93.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that was when
Yeah.
that was when Letterman left the Late Late Show after Carson, and started his
Well,
own
okay.
show because he was supposed to get Carson's show, and didn't.
And they gave it to
Leno
Leno.
got it
Yeah.
instead, so he went to CBS to start his own show.
That's
Right.
right. That's right. That's
Because fuck ABC.
Yeah.
so. It's been like several hosts and all that they're finally
Or
dropping.
whoever. I think
Honestly,
it might have been NBC. I'm sorry.
There's only ever been two hosts for the Late Show.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
true.
was-
I guess
it
I'm
was
thinking of the
Dave
other
and
one.
then Steven.
I guess I'm thinking of the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
Tonight Show is the one that was Johnny Carson for 30
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
and
That's
it was
the
like
one,
two
yeah.
people before Carson back in like the late 50s, early.
It was a
60s.
bit of a different show then, I think.
Yeah,
bro.
no,
Like,
It was.
more-
I mean, everything was.
but
had-
Carson pioneered the format,
Yeah,
the
and
variety
Oh.
show
Carson
format.
also like is the one who like gave us all these comedians too. That was the jumping point for a lot of comedians, was to go on Carson.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that
oh,
was.
hell
Oh
yes.
yeah, that was the goal. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was something I was going to say when we were talking about college degrees. Is how, in my personal experience, like I have a degree from the University of Washington, but I'm pretty sure doing comedy helped me get my job more than having a college degree did.
Oh, charisma goes a long way.
Yeah,
The
my
ability
boss
to
was
talk
like
goes a
impressed
long
that
way.
I was a stand-up comic, and he's like, "Oh, that's so cool." and there's not a degree required for my position, so
He's like,
um,
and watch me show
But-
this banana in the tailpipe.
that is not that is not what I do, and I don't care who told you it's not true.
So I mean, I do think at the end of the day, Carson got fired because CBS doesn't want to get bad with
Colbert.
Oh yeah. I think they canceled Colbert because I do think there was pressure from Trump
Yeah.
in some form to get him off the air. He has expressed nothing but disdain for all late show hosts because they all tend to criticize him.
Well, the other
So
thing,
is it?
the other thing
Huh?
I heard was that Colbert criticized the network for taking a bribe.
He
or
did.
Whatever. And then
That just happened just recently. Yeah.
Really?
The day before he got fired.
Hmm.
So I mean he
Or the show before. Yeah, it
the-
was
the
like Thursday.
episode, the episode before, yeah, he got fired.
Yeah.
But then there's also the thing where the network is trying to merge with another company, and that company is owned by someone who is like the son of the people who did the
So-
2025 thing, and
Oh.
So Skydance is the company that's trying to take over Paramount.
right.
Its CEO is David Ellison, which is the son of Larry Ellison, who is a billionaire Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And this is part of his pitch. Apparently, Ellison, the younger Ellison, David, he he told federal officials he is pursuing a focus on quote American storytelling unquote, while touting a new quote unbiased unquote editorial direction for CBS News. So he met with the FCC chairman Brendan Carr to seek approval for his long in the making merger with Paramount. This is according to a letter from a Skydance lawyer included in a federal filing, where the story is coming from NBC News. The transaction has roiled Paramount subsidiary CBS News and its longtime crown jewel, 60 Minutes, amid fights over its editorial independence. Ellison is the son of tech billionaire Larry Ellison, which we said, a major supporter of President Donald Trump, which we also said. David and Skydance's general counsel said they expressed their commitment to embracing diverse viewpoints that will reflect the varied ideological perspectives of American viewers. They also addressed some concerns about potential Chinese influence, saying that China-based tech giant Tencent, which holds a stake in Skydance, will own only a non-voting passive interest of less than 5%.
So they're okay with that, but they're not okay with ByteDance. That's
Well,
that's interesting.
that's probably hence all that minimizing of this Chinese influence.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder if that would be a sticking point just to get this deal turned down. But the scary thing about all this is, Paramount also owns Comedy Central. And,
and Star Trek.
So what does this mean for? Yeah, so what does this mean for South Park? What does this mean for
The South Park's already been delayed.
Daily Show?
They've been pissed about that for a while.
No, season 26 is coming out like either late this week or early next week.
And it's coming out late. It was supposed to
Yeah,
come out
it
a
got
couple
pushed
weeks
back.
ago.
It got pushed back. Yeah.
Oh well.
Because and Matt Stone and Trey Parker were pissed off about it.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, they were not happy. They even hate the fact that these companies are merging together.
Yeah. Well, I
Because
mean,
they're like two giant big companies joining together. It's just more monopolies.
Now,
it's fucking.
my question would be, who owns the IP of South Park? Is it Trey and Matt, or is it Comedy Central?
I believe Comedy Central owns the rights to it. Okay. The weird thing is they're still making it. I'm actually shocked they're still writing that show. These guys are.
I can't believe they haven't retired. But so I actually heard about this earlier today. So yes, Paramount owns the IP, but Matt and Trey are in full control of the streaming rights because they negotiated it back. They negotiated it back in like 2007, something like that.
I don't know if that stands true right now because they took them all off of their site.
They did because it's part of their negotiation process, I think. But that they had the thing I heard today referenced how they used to have them on their own site. But yeah, they can do whatever they want with. I think they made a deal with like HBO Max to get them on there or something like that.
Oh, I bet you when
it's either HBO Max or it's gonna be over on Peacock. I can't remember which one of those two.
And I'll bet you that once the show goes off of Comedy Central, I bet they just kind of make it free online for everyone. That sounds like something they would do.
That's what they used to do, but
it
was just ad supported.
Yeah, I could see them doing that again once they actually retire. That would seem like something they would do.
Yeah, it just sucks that is this a sign of fascism winning where we're losing like our outspoken voices, or is it just a sign of television cable, like standard television dying and the supremacy of internet media? Like people don't want to watch the Late Show. Most people, even though it was the most successful. Yeah, even though they were that's exactly right, Todd. Like I was singing that earlier.
It is
right. But because even though the Late Show was the most successful of the three major late night shows, it was still costing CBS supposedly millions of dollars a year. Like it was a loss leader. And now there's benefit to it, right? Like you have your TV show and your movie. You're Paramount, right? So you make movies, you make TV shows. You put those people on late night to promote your other movies and TV shows, and then it's not really a big a deal that the Late Show is losing money because you're making it on the back end when people go see your movies and TV shows. So is that really? Is it just getting too expensive to be that? Promotion? Is there too much promotion elsewhere to nobody goes and sees a movie anymore because somebody was on the Colbert Report or the Colbert Show?
I don't know. That's a good point. I guess I would never. That's a good take on it, to be honest with you. It could be that $40 million or whatever they said is a lot. I think I read that the other day too, but I don't know if I believed it or not. But if that's true, I just heard that like CBS lost $40 million. I didn't know they meant like on that show. I don't know. I feel like.
Well, it's hard to believe. It's hard to know exactly what to believe with the numbers being thrown around right now, because obviously there's moneyed interests that are trying to make people feel better about this, and then there's lots of backlash. So
40 million seems high for how much it would lose. I mean, it's such a high watch show. I mean,
like,
I feel
how
like
could it possibly lose 40 million, right?
Yeah.
Like Colbert's not making that much from it. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
It's not like
it's so highly rated. How are they losing money on like ads?
yeah, it doesn't seem possible, but
It doesn't.
I mean, I can see that losing some money, but not 40 million a year.
I mean, I don't feel like anything on there is so extravagantly expensive. They might do something once in a while that's extravagant, but I feel like most of the people who appear on that show will do it at mostly a discount because most of them have a
affinity for Steven or whatever.
Well, a product they're trying to pitch.
Something.
Yeah, promote like a movie or a new album or something. I'm sure some people get paid a lot to come on, but I can't imagine everybody's making, millions of dollars a night for appearing on it.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know if guests get money for being on those shows. They probably do, though.
Oh, you do. You get paid for it, but I don't know how much it is. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them would do it for far less than they would for,
Yeah, I'm not sure what they get paid if it's. Yeah, that's. I'd be interested. I've never talked to anybody.
You get drink tickets and some.
I know you get like a goodie bag. I don't know if you get
tickets and popcorn.
Because what it might be is that like whatever, like if you're promoting a movie, it may be part of the movie's advertising budget that is paying for you to go around and do these shows, and these shows themselves aren't necessarily paying you. I'm not sure.
So it sounds like it's all a pretty nominal fee. Just scale, basically. Saying $1,000.
All right.
I can't believe that. No, I can't.
That would make sense, though.
I can't believe even I can't imagine some of these guys showing up for anything like $1,000. That's crazy.
It's because they're being that would explain why they're usually so unhappy to be out promoting stuff, though, because they're not really being paid for it. They're getting a little stipend, and that's pretty much, and then whatever the movie paid them. It's part of their contract with the movie or something.
And it's probably why some people get really ripping drunk before they go on stage.
Yeah, and they just get perturbed and they don't give a shit. They're like, "Fuck this."
I don't know. Maybe they explain. I just can't believe that some of these guys would appear on this for anything less than like a couple thousand. Huh? Crazy. I learned something new today.
Start booking the late night shows through what's Cameo?
Yeah. Weird.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
we can guess that way, right?
Brandon, have you ever heard of the PDB podcast or the PDB show, the Patrick Bet David?
Nope.
Oh, okay. You'll have to watch it at some point. Watch. Don't go to their channel, but like watch a Majority Report or a RM Brown is a good one. If you don't watch RM Brown, look him up on YouTube. That'll be a new favorite for you.
Oh yeah.
I deem it to be so. But no, that's a good recommendation. I'm going to add that to the show recommendations for the show notes, actually. RM Brown on YouTube. He just does like 15 to 30 minute episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's kind of like what we do, only funnier.
Oh, yeah.
And shorter.
We'll get there.
I mean, we could try. I mean, when you have three people who think they're funny, I know I think I'm funny.
He does a lot of. He does a lot of AI stuff too. So Todd, maybe you want to watch him too, just so you can get some inspiration. We can just steal everything that he does. And we'll have 3 people doing it instead of 1, and that'll be our trick.
Exactly.
I'm already thinking that I'll just reacquire the things that I implemented in other shows, like the what have you been binge watching? But which is funny to me that they still do that because that was not something they wanted to do initially. So, all right, it'll be fun.
Yeah, you learn to love it. So
Yep.
okay, I got another story for us if we're ready to move on.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So this is another sad Trump story. Aren't they all sad? There's
Yeah.
only gonna be one. There's only gonna be one happy Trump story, and I don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, but it'll be a good one.
Everybody's waiting for that
Inevitable day.
that alert.
And this okay, this
National
has to
emergency
be
alert.
this has to be the most pathetic, or just the most pathetic subheading I've ever seen on a New York Times, or sorry, this is ABC News headline. So the headline is Supreme Court allows Trump to continue effort to gut education department. The subheading is the court's 3 liberal justices dissented. They waved their hands and said, "No, don't."
No.
This country is fucking in some serious trouble. It's weird that they're going after the Department of Education so fast.
Well, it's been a goal of theirs since it was created, and that's something I only learned this year in following the arguments against it. Is basically Jimmy Carter created it, and right away, and Reagan ran on dismantling it.
So it's such a weird thing to think. Why do they not want people educated?
It's because of what it really does. Now, what you'll do if people will point to the fact that, like, oh, test scores haven't gone up since they started the Department of Education, but that's not what it's for. That's misunderstanding the point. The point of the Department of Education is to make sure that all children in the country have access to education, rather than just leaving it up to the states. We had great education for those that could afford it prior to the Department of Education.
Yes.
Some states had great public schools. A lot of states did not. And those that could afford it. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I know why they don't want people educated, but it's like moralistically, how can they argue that the people agree with it? It's
because
they
argue that
try to pitch.
It's that right libertarian shit again. It's a redistribution of wealth. You're using my tax dollars to send kids to school that otherwise couldn't afford it. That's against the evolution. Even though I'm a Christian, I don't believe in evolution.
It's just a weird hill to die on. Like I can't imagine thinking that with a straight face and not feeling like a piece of shit. It's like also not wanting to feed kids at school.
Well, that's the thing, is these people have obviously figured out how to turn off the feeling like a piece of shit in their they turned off that little voice in the back of their head some time ago, or it got beat out of them by an overbearing authority figure.
It's just an insane take to me, and I used to be like that, and even now I look back and I'm like, that is just sociopathic.
And what's really crazy about this, and I heard this from someone else earlier today. Who was probably watching the Majority Report. But like compare the Supreme Court allowing Trump to continue to gut the Department of Education while court proceedings move ahead, while deliberations and whatnot. This could all end. That's the weird thing, is this could all be found to be unconstitutional, but it's going to be done already.
Yep.
And meanwhile, when Biden tried to forgive student loans, the Supreme Court shut that down right away. There was no, well, let's wait and see how the proceedings go.
Yeah, it's
So a Republican president, has more powers than a Democratic president, which is, you know what? That's a good reason to vote a Democrat into office.
Well,
if you're a small government person. Yeah, if you're a small government person, you want a Democrat in office because the courts all hold the Democrat to low power. And, the courts always minimize the Democrat's power.
Yes, they do. And also, I'm not gonna lie, it's also the establishment Democrats' fault. Let's not act like it isn't. They don't utilize the power they have when they have the opportunity to.
Right. No, they're always gonna play the high road card, and
I would argue, but I agree with Noam Chomsky's viewpoint that this is all on purpose. That there's a giant balancing act between the two. Like, they don't want to fix everything because they'll have nothing to get back into power on.
well, isn't that the truth? I mean, I think that's part of the reason so many people hate Trump, like so many of the elite hate Trump, is because he really is playing the same game that they all play. He's just doing it in such a
Oh,
bald-faced, bare-faced way
yeah,
that
flagrant manner.
that like he's giving away all the secrets. Like they all like when Trump told Congress not to pass the immigration bill under Biden because he wanted to run on it. Like
Yeah, he
that's
created a
exactly
problem
what
so he
they
could
all
fix
do.
it.
They all do that to some
Yeah,
extent.
yeah,
They don't get it solved because once you get it solved, well, what are you going to run on? What are you going to do in your next fundraising call? Like
exactly. Democrats don't use the power they have when they could. They could fix stuff. They just don't. They've done this like many times.
yeah, and meanwhile, the Republicans are going to use anything they do as an excuse to do whatever they wanted to do anyways, because like Harry Reid uh, undoes the filibuster for non-SCOTUS judges, and McConnell has used that one instance as an excuse to do everything else he's done since then. That was the reason he blocked Merrick Garland. That was the reason why he undid the filibuster for SCOTUS. That's how Kavanaugh and Coney Barrett and the other one got in there under Trump. Uh, all
That's
because McConnell undid the filibuster for those things, and it's just all blaming it on this one thing where during the Obama administration, after McConnell had told his people that our number one priority is to make sure there is not a second Obama term, and we are just going to stop any legislation going forward. We are going to put a hold on every single nomination. Harry Reid's like, well, what do you want me to do? This filibuster thing is just a rule we made up to be to be civil and to have fair appointments. You guys aren't being fair now, so we're going to get rid of this rule for non-SCOTUS ones and instead of having all these empty judgeships, we're going to get judges nominated. And then that's the excuse to do everything we've seen since then. Like, this is just how shallow and meaningless this is how cynical they all are.
They don't care what it takes to win. They just want to win. They don't care if it's ethical, what they meant. They just need to win.
And unfortunately, both sides now, especially since Citizens United, but it's been building since the Reagan years.
Oh, yeah.
It's exploded since Citizens United. Both sides are owned by corporate backers now, so it's all this one conglomerate of a puppet master doing both sides.
And I do agree with that. By the same token, I do think that one of these wings is a little filled with Nazis. So at this point, for the first time in history, I can say there is a actually better side.
Oh yeah, I mean, just looking at history, there's clearly a better side. The problem is the better side can't do jack without the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Like when we had a liberal Supreme Court, talking the New Deal era up through the early 70s, we had, first of all, you had the entire New Deal get through Congress, your National Labor Board, all that stuff. Then you had the Loving decision, interracial marriage. Then you had Brown v. Board of Education, integration of schools. Then you had the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. Those were both held up by the progressive SCOTUS. And then you had Roe v. Wade was decided. You got pro-choice because of a liberal SCOTUS. All those things happened because we had a liberal Supreme Court. As soon as it changed to Republican, which it's been our entire lives, it's been a slow erosion of rights, and and taxes have come down as part of it, but we've seen everything come back to the right ever since then, And I really felt like 2016 was our time. Like when Scalia died, it was like, okay, it's our time now for the pendulum to go back in the other direction. We've had 30 years of conservative SCOTUS. Now it's time for the next generation of a liberal SCOTUS again. Bring balance back to the force and all that. And I remember when Scalia died, I posted on Facebook like, I have never ever been genuinely like optimistic because somebody died before. Like it's never been a good thing. I've never, even when like a bad person dies, I'd rather they had, been in jail for the rest of their life and like thought about what they did and like become regretful about what they did. I'd rather have that than have somebody die. So like when Scalia died, I was like, this is like really the first time in my life I feel like it's good for humanity that a specific person died. And then we saw how that went. Like they just,
Wow. Yeah, they screwed everyone over there.
yeah, I jinxed it.
No, you didn't jinx it. They're just evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care about what it was meant to be. They honestly, I remember all that stuff, but it was nice to hear someone else break it down for me again. It's been a long time since I thought about all those stories. Like a long time.
Yeah, like Democrats, whether you think the Democrat was doing it out of the kindness of their heart or because it was for cynical political reasons, progress can happen under Democrats.
Exactly. Either way, yes. Like nothing good has happened since we went conservative, and we have the worst round of conservatives ever now on the court.
Yeah, and to me, it's like Pete Carroll says, it's like you got to get better every day because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. So it's like, are we getting a little bit better every day, or are we getting a little bit worse? And I'm always going to choose to get a little bit better, even if it doesn't feel like it's better enough. Like I'm always going to choose to get a little bit better every day, and try and stack wins until we get. Ultimately, we have to get the court back, and then we can have real legislation. We can have actual progressive legislation.
Well, the first thing we're gonna do is set term limits. Then for judges.
I really thought Biden was gonna expand the court, like at least do a credible threat of it, like Roosevelt did.
Oh, it would. I mean, yeah, that would have been great, but I actually would never expect that of him for some reason.
Maybe next time. Maybe if there's any kind of a progressive revolution, we'll actually get a court. My personal goal is to expand the Supreme Court to 37 seats. And just when the Democrats get in charge 37? Again, they nominate 28 more justices, so that we have a 31-6 majority. and then we'll keep them replacing as we go, and we'll hopefully never ever lose the majority.
Man, this country
like a Councilor Ricks.
Councilor Ricks.
This is depressing. The fact that it's manly Department of Education is one of the saddest things in the world to me. I don't know why. That is pisses me as just dark. This is dystopian.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. It feels like it feels like cutting your nose to spite your face, or maybe even worse than that, like lobotomizing yourself to spite your face.
Idiocracy was not supposed to be a fucking guidebook, as many have said. But I feel like this is I feel like it's exactly where we're headed. Like I feel like there's no other way to.
I feel like we talk about this every week now. It's like we're just doing another chapter of it.
We should have a segment where we just talk about how we think the world is going to end, and just call it Idiocracy.
Just have our Idiocracy moments in the news because this is a big one.
Maybe that's what we should call
the news.
You know what?
That's just the news.
Maybe we should just call that's some weird shit. We should just call it Idiocracy.
Idiocracy in action.
Yeah, there you go. This is sad.
It is.
Let's talk about something else.
I mean,
this is making me sad.
I just added another thing to the list of stuff for this week, and it's also sad, but in a different way, sad.
Oh, it just gets sadder, guys. It doesn't. It doesn't get happier.
It doesn't get any better. It really doesn't.
You know, I thought adulthood was going to be nice. You know, the only major advantage I've had to adulthood so far recently. I bought a box. No, I bought a box of Otter Pops, and I realized I don't got to share one with anyone. All the blue ones are mine.
I bought a box of Otter Pops, and I realized my freezer's broke.
It's like
Oh,
you buy a whole box of Otter Pops and the only ones you like are the red ones.
hey, no, the blue ones are the
Oh, I'm a
best.
purple
Yep.
guy. I'm a
I
purple and
don't.
blue
I like
guy.
the red and the purple and the
I like the
orange.
green.
The other ones are
I like them
always
all.
the
Let's be
ones
real,
that
I
are
like them all.
left. They're always the last ones that get eaten.
Also, a box of Otter Pops is a fuck ton of Otter Pops. I feel like I've ate a lot of them, and I don't feel like I've put a dent in that box.
There
You
is.
ever have the ones that are like come in the net, and like the net's like impossible to open?
It's what scissors are for.
I think I know what you're talking about,
I've
but
seen those,
But like
yeah.
yeah, I
no,
think
they won't even cut well with scissors. Like and
You need to have some sharp. You don't need you don't want to be using the scissors you had in kindergarten.
I'm not allowed to use real scissors, Todd. You know this.
not after that one time.
I think they get sold at Safeway, the ones that in the net, or maybe it's the bargain marketplace.
I think I
Like
saw them
Roadhouse?
at. I think I saw them at Fred Meyer today.
Okay. I know I saw them at a grocery store recently, but I know
Yeah.
one place sells like the giant ones. Have you seen the giant ones? They're like 3 feet
No.
Giant
long.
scissors or giant Otter Pop?
The giant Otter Pops. I don't think they're branded Otter Pops, but they're the giant,
A
Otter
3
Pops.
foot
I don't-
long Otter Pop?
Yeah.
I don't
That's-
think it was a 3 foot long Otter Pop in my freezer.
That's like a otter. That's like a.
Okay, maybe it's not
Popsicle
3
dildo.
feet, but it's easily double the.
That's a
size.
horse pop.
It's it's an elephant pop.
Don't say pop.
It's an elephant soda.
I'm saying pop.
Don't say horse and
Oh.
pop.
But yeah, no. What story are we on now? I'm all confused. dude.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say it gets even sadder because my next story is I wanted to follow up on something we talked about last week, which was we were all kind of the world, in fact, was kind of caught off guard by Trump giving Putin a 50-day ultimatum, saying that like if he doesn't come to a ceasefire within 50 days, he's going to start tariffing the crap out of Russia. And we were like, oh wow, he's actually being hard on Putin. But the other side of this coin is what's effectively happened is that this is a 50-day window for Putin to do whatever the fuck he wants in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So like after the end of the 50 days, so basically it gives him, Russia's been planning a summer offensive. Well, where does 50 days from like a week ago put you?
Don't ask me to do math. I
Basic-
don't know.
It basically
Oh, he-
finishes the summer and
okay.
gets you to before gets you to the into fall, right? Before
Okay.
winter. Right? So basically Trump gave Putin a window to get his summer offensive finished.
Done. I can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then okay, we'll have a ceasefire. So it's all just it's like you guys were saying last week. It's just a fucking show. It's professional wrestling.
Yeah.
So
brother.
the Trump gets to
Oh,
look
yeah.
tough, like he's talking tough to Russia, but what he's really done is he's given them the summer to do what the fuck they want.
Be a man, Hogan.
Well, I actually
Yeah.
do think I do think that we sent more weapons to Russia finally. I mean, to Ukraine finally.
Yeah,
I want to say
yeah.
which is something.
Absolutely.
I don't know what his plan is with Putin. I do think it is a giant plan at the end of the day. And Putin, I do agree with the 50 days is, I don't know.
Yeah, and the Ukrainians are saying there hasn't been a single fact that would prove Russia wants to stop the war. Ukraine
Oh,
is
no.
ready for an unconditional ceasefire. We have done everything by the book. But then the Kremlin spokesman said on Tuesday that Trump's announcement was very serious and warned such decisions were seen by Kyiv not as a signal for peace, but as a signal to continue the war. Which, of course, Kyiv, of course, being in Ukraine, the Ukrainian capital,
They got attacked that day, didn't they?
Kyiv says, oh, there's 50 more days of war, so we're going to have to fight for at least these 50 days. And there was little faith in Trump's promises on the streets of Kyiv. Residents Yulia and Alisa said they both worried about his relationship with the Kremlin.
Yep.
Quote, I don't believe in his real help for Ukraine. It's all about his ego. I guess these 4 years are going to be very rough for Ukraine.
Yep. I
Yeah.
hope the Ukrainians survive this, and I wish them all the best. Fucking terrible. That shit is heartbreaking.
It is. It's literally just... It's like realpolitik combined with actual warfare.
No,
And just
well,
like, well, we can take it, so we are, and who's going to stop us?
and that is the thing about Trump is he does try to practice real politics here in the U.S. We've never, we typically don't take that stance. But if you look at the way he does it, he does think in his way of, I give you something, you give me it back. You give me something back. In terms of power, resources,
Oh yeah,
whatever.
it's all transactional. It's all leverage. It's all, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's
Everything breaks
it's
down to
it's
like,
it's corrupt. It's so corrupt that you can't even. It's literally just a corrupt way of existing,
oh, it is.
and it's so blatant and out in the open that nobody can do anything about it. It's like a guy just walking up to you face to face and sticking his hand in your pocket and taking your wallet and just saying, "Say hi to your wife for me," as he walks away. Like,
Yep.
which, by the way, that is my. Have I talked about this before, Todd? You can tell me about my theory on like how Trump basically behaves. He's like a pompous asshole that walks into a party and he starts insulting everybody. Like, oh hey, you've put on weight, or wow, your suit looks terrible. Ain't that the same dress you wore last week? And just telling everybody, aren't you the worst business guy I've ever seen? And your makeup's terrible. And the whole time he's picking people's pockets and stealing their watches. And then at some point he gets caught, and they're like, hey, somebody stole my watch. Somebody stole my wallet. Everybody points at Trump, and he's like, "Oh, you're just saying that because I insulted you. You have a vendetta against me because I called you a bad businessman, or I said this about you. Yeah, I was telling you your truth to your face, and now you're upset with me, and that's why you're accusing me of stealing. Like that's his whole gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at the same point, the worst part is he does it to people who like him, and after he picks their pocket, they'll praise him.
Oh yeah, those people he can just be like, "Hey, somebody else is after you. Give me money, and I'll protect you."
Did you guys
Yeah.
see
It's
the,
a
did you
racket.
see- did
It's
you guys-
racketeering.
Did you guys see the video?
It's a grift.
Did you guys see the video of him like on stage with that soccer team that won like their whatever award they got?
Yeah, I did see something about this. What can you
So
remind us?
I don't remember a team in I think a place called Chelsea, which I think is England someplace. I don't know. All I know is that he was on stage when they were getting their like trophy or whatever, and they were telling him to get off the stage because this is their moment. He doesn't need to be there for this moment. And he stood there the entire time until someone finally just pulled him off stage. Like physically had to grab his arm and yank him off stage. Not like forcibly.
Yeah, I
but, like,
missed that part.
and they took the photo of them with the trophy, and he's standing there. So they had to Photoshop him out of the photo.
Oh, yes, I that's the part I heard. Yes,
Oh, that was a real
he had to
story?
be
Yeah.
photoshopped out of it.
He had to be
Oh, my
Photoshopped
God.
out because he wouldn't leave.
You heard he
that
also
is-
stole the trophy?
He took
What?
He didn't steal the trophy. He stole one of the medals that went along with it or something. It was like a.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was a medal, but they got like an actual like 3 foot tall like trophy for winning whatever.
Yeah,
that was.
that's because that's the way I heard it, was that he stole that trophy.
Yeah,
No,
Is
that's what I
that he
heard
liked
too.
the trophy?
He took
He's
a-
that he liked the trophy so much. It must have been a medal then, but he liked it so much he kept it, and the real team had to get a replica.
No, I think they got it back, but he pocketed the medal. It was like a medal you'd get in like the Olympics. It was
Oh,
like that.
well, no, because
It was like
the actual story I heard. Maybe we should look this up because it could be
It was,
bullshit. But
I think the medal was for like
Sounds-
the MVP or something.
Huh.
oh, okay, because the story I had heard or had read was that he took the actual trophy and the team had to be given a replica version for their trophy ceremony.
And that sounded made
Because
up to
Trump
me.
just
That's why I didn't think of that. I was like, that sounds fake.
Yeah. I don't see. It's
But that's kind of like a thing Putin does. That's what it reminded me of. Okay, so
Oh,
yes,
that-
President Trump took the Club World Cup trophy.
He did?
Here's why. So yeah, because Putin stole Robert Kraft's one of his Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
He claimed that Robert Kraft gave it to him as a gift, and he's like, "No, I just handed it to him to look at." And
Trump's done the same thing to people, too. I want to say Trump's done this several times.
Yes, and it reminds me of the Simpsons episode when they go to Cuba, and they let Castro hold the $1 trillion bill. And he's like, okay, now give it back. And Castro's like, give what back?
I don't know what you're speaking of. But no, from
So
what
in the history,
because that trophy is massive. There's no fucking way he would have walked off with that.
How did he walk?
oh,
That's
it's
what I'm
like it
wondering.
was like being displayed at the White House or something, and he decided that they were going to keep it.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing I heard was it was like a.
Well, here I got the story. I'm going to read it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in the history of this country, we've seen presidents awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, Pulitzers, military medals, and countless other awards. Awards bestowed upon them for actions and deeds they have done, or maybe should have done. Looking at you, Obama. Again, this is coming from Yahoo Sports.
Not us.
But for the first time, we have a president who was awarded a trophy for a soccer tournament in which he was merely a spectator. Of course, if you watched the Club World Cup, which was hosted this past month in the United States, you would have seen President Trump's celebration with the victorious Chelsea squad go viral. The president was supposed to hand off the trophy to the English squad after their upset blowout win, and then move off to the side. But Trump decided to hang out with the victors. After several moments, some players, including Chelsea's Cole Palmer, were a little befuddled as to why he was still hanging out. So this is kind of what Todd was telling us about. The celebration continued as planned, with Chelsea hoisting their trophy and Trump smiling away at the center of it all. Well, they hoisted a trophy. It turns out that Trump later said the original trophy is sitting in the Oval Office and that it was gifted to him by FIFA. The original started making its round to promote the tournament, only to find itself not actually making its way to said tournament. The trophy, created by Tiffany & Co., was newly created for the expanded tournament. It is a 24-karat gold-plated homage to world soccer with the names of all member countries, a world map, 13 languages, and a collage of soccer moments engraved on it. Inspired by the Voyager gold record, this trophy does the same except for soccer, or football, depending on where you are. The trophy was shown to Trump in the Oval Office. Yes, football, no, football. The trophy was shown to Trump in the Oval Office and immediately found its permanent place there. It hasn't been hidden away either. It made an appearance when the Juventus squad of Italy made a visit to the president. It was also prominently featured when Donald Trump presented his ex-BFF Elon Musk with the key to the city. The trophy itself didn't end up in the hands of the victors. Instead, they received a replica, and it's that replica that they took back to England. The Trump administration claims that Club World Cup trophy was a gift from FIFA, one that Trump could keep forever.
What the fuck, dude?
He's just a fucking megalomaniac. He's literally a megalomaniac. He is insane. I think he is a sociopath. I don't think he has feelings.
Baby. Like, no, they gave it to me. They did. I can have it. No.
Yeah.
What a fucking weird reality we live in.
Yeah.
It's just it's insane that the American people put him back into office.
This man is not
back
mentally
into office.
Oh my god.
This man is not mentally competent to be out in public. Much less.
But it does piss me off that the Democrats just won't be. Just be who we think you ought to be. Just be a bunch of nerds that practice good governance and stop being the same greedy, sleazy bastards that we're trying to get out of office.
Yeah.
Like, looking at you, Nancy Pelosi.
Well, she's done. I mean, she's done. Right now, it's Schumer is killing us, and Jeffries isn't doing jack either. They're both so corporate owned that they just won't put the gas pedal down on any kind of real fight. Like they're fighting David Hogg and Doron Mamdani harder than they're fighting Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they do not like Mamdani at all.
And do you know what happened with David Hogg? You know who David Hogg is?
That sounds familiar.
He's the grandnephew of Boss Hogg?
Could be. I don't know. But David Hogg was a student at the Florida school that had a shooting during the first Trump presidency.
Yes.
And since he's graduated and gotten older, he's become a politician. He has his own PAC, essentially, and then he was a Democratic vice chair of the Democratic National Committee. He had gotten elected. He was a darling of the party. Well, he had the right idea of wanting to Tea Party the Democrats, which is exactly what I thought needed to happen. Where he was going to Democrats in safe seats. Now he had money to do lots of things. One of the things he wanted to do was to go to certain Democrats that are in safe seats, and because they're in safe seats, they don't ever do anything, and they've been around forever. He wanted to primary them and get younger, new generation progressives in.
Yeah.
The Democratic Party completely turned on him. They called a new election just to get a new vice chair in. So
That sounds
he
familiar,
agreed.
yes.
So he agreed to step down, and he's still running his PAC. I see it on Facebook. I am going to donate. Last time I tried, I just didn't have my correct security number for my credit card to get it going. So I got to get back to that. But he is. I firmly believe in his mission is what needs to happen within the Democratic Party, because we can't get the brand that's Chuck Schumer and Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi. That brand is dead. It is an elitist brand, and it's not going to work for our generation and younger.
That hasn't worked in 8 years.
Yeah, it works in the when Trump is not on the ballot, Democrats do astoundingly well, but it's still not enough of the people. Like, we need to bring in more people off the sidelines.
Yeah.
We need to get people interested in voting, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to vote for either one of these assholes. I was like, well,
Yep.
you gotta vote for somebody. You can't not vote, because then if you don't vote, then we're gonna get stuck with the asshole.
Yep.
And speaking of trying to replace Democrats with more progressive people, here's a bit of local news finally. So this comes out of Seattle from The Stranger.
Oh,
Thousands of Bruce Harrell's employees endorse his opponent. That's Mayor Bruce Harrell, the mayor of Seattle.
We're just gonna skip
So,
that last one.
Well, I'm not. I was going to come back to it at the end.
Okay,
I just had a
no worries.
just had a nice segue there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It is a sad bit of news there, though. If we want to, what Todd is getting at is he added a bit here about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was the star of the Cosby Show. He also there was a show he had on in like the WB that I used to watch.
Oh yeah,
where
the Homeboys from Outer Space, is that one? Or are you talking about
No,
Malcolm and Eddie?
Could have been Malcolm and Eddie. It's a show where he was like supposedly an NFL player that like was injured and had to retire.
Oh, I don't remember that. I never watched Malcolm and Eddie. I was aware of it, but I never watched it.
But, I will always remember this show because it's one of the things where it like taught me something about myself that I didn't know. But like they did an episode that was like he thinks he's having a heart attack, and it turns out it's just a panic attack.
I've had those.
And that's when I learned about like a couple instances I had panic attacks that I didn't know what they had been.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh fuck, that's what that was. And then it gave me a panic attack just having seen someone go through it.
Oh man. Yeah.
I was like,
I think the last thing I saw him in was he played Jazz in the 2007 Michael Bay Transformers movie. I think
he was the voice.
He was the voice of Jazz.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
yeah, it's very sad. He drowned apparently.
Apparently he was a part of Sons of Anarchy, which I've never watched.
Me neither.
No, I have not either.
I got to meet some of those guys last year at SummerCon, and they like, "You've never watched our show? How are you in our line?" I was like, sorry.
Yeah.
I saw you in other things, man. But yeah. No, I was kind of bummed when I first saw this. I was like, okay, yeah, we should definitely.
Oh, totally, completely.
Mention it, you know.
And he was on a family vacation in Costa Rica and drowned while swimming after he was caught by a high current. Like, that's just a freak accident. No. Like, and to be with your family and everything, like.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like your dad suddenly being swept away when you're in the middle of a vacation, thinking you guys are having fun? And
Riptides are no joke.
They really aren't.
Wow. I saw that he had drowned, but I didn't realize it was like he was out in like the ocean and shit. So.
Yeah, I probably got caught in a riptide, which yeah, most can just know how to get out of those. It's tiring, but you just don't swim at it. You just swim across from it.
Yeah.
It's a long swim, but you won't drown.
Yeah, and looking at the time it is, I think I'm ready for some palate cleansers. We can move on to some geek stories and some weird stories.
Geek stories.
Probably have to make a select your top choices and.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to skip Superman again because you guys haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I've been down in my basement all day not watching Superman.
Yeah. I had a
Well,
bunch of stuff to do today.
although the couple that I want to mention is first one I want to mention is Norman Reedus. I guess dropped some information that that Boondock Saints 3 is still happening, and I saw that like right after we recorded last week. I was like, oh shit. It says the Saints are sharpening their aim once again as promised, and a new update confirms the Boondock Saints 3 is very much alive and moving forward. First announced back in 2021, the long-awaited sequel will see Norman Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery return as Connor and Murphy McManus in the infamous fraternal twin vigilantes on a divine mission. While early development appears to stall, the project is gaining steady traction in recent years. Flannery previously hinted at a potential release date in late 2026 or early 2027. And now, thanks to a new update from Norman Reedus himself, it seems that the timeline is still on target. While Reedus has been knee-deep in the Walking Dead universe for basically the past decade, as Daryl Dixon, the actor has also been staying busy with his back-to-back big-screen action fare, including The Bike Riders in 2023, and from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, the newest addition to the John Wick franchise. Still need to see that.
I know, same.
Just debuted in theaters last weekend, while promoting Ballerina alongside his co-star Ana de Armas and Keanu Reeves. Reedus offered an exciting update on the Boondock Saints 3 during the red carpet interview with Letterboxd. Reedus was asked to guess which of his films racked up the most 4 favorites on the platform. Without hesitation, he named the Boondock Saints before casually dropping a new update that the script for the sequel is done, save from the fine-tuning. Well, we're about to do a third. So there's a script now. It's being fine-tuned, he revealed.
No, yes. I don't think I've ever seen Boondock Saints 2, to be honest with you.
Honestly, I like it. I don't like it as much as the first one, but I like it. I like it for different reasons. And I'm not going to spoil anything for you. If you haven't seen it and you want to see it, definitely watch it. If you like the first one, you'll probably like the second one.
Oh, I love the first one.
I do too. And I heard people complain about the sequel because people complain about sequels. But
oh, yeah.
I was like, no, come on, dude. It took 10 years for them to finally get a sequel out. And maybe that was the complaint more than anything else. That, and then like next weekend is San Diego Comic-Con, guys, and
the big one.
International Comic-Con. I forgot to change the graphics, so I'm changing it now.
Unfortunately, we're not going to drive down to that one.
No,
Yeah.
we're not driving.
One of these days.
It's sold out. Damn it! We wasted 3 days.
It took us 3 days to get here. You mean to tell me they're sold out? No, I'm kidding. But no, there was a couple of the things. And one of the big ones is like apparently they had a massive like display for the next season of King of the Hill, and it's downtown Arlen, and it has the alleyway where the guys all hang out. It has some of the other like popular places in the show. And that show comes out, I think, next week. The new season of King of the Hill, which is going to be on Hulu. This is what it says.
All right. Do we all have access to Hulu?
I do.
I do.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be our homework assignment for the week. Is we'll have to.
Oh
make
no,
sure
it's not next week. It's not. It's August the 4th.
Yeah, isn't that like next week?
2 weeks.
That's a couple weekends.
A couple weeks. Okay.
2 weeks.
I get my days mixed up sometimes. King of the Hill is going all out in San Diego Comic-Con 2025, and fans in attendance will be able to check out the cool new take on Iceland, Texas. For the occasion, King of the Hill is making its comeback with a brand new season of episodes 15 years after the original series came to an end. And the series has been showing off a ton of as we get closer to its summer launch with Hulu. We're going to be closer than ever come San Diego Comic-Con 2025 time. So King of the Hill has announced the big plans to help celebrate. King of the Hill has revealed their plans for San Diego Comic-Con, including a special activation just outside the convention center with full recreation of Arlen, Texas, and its biggest monuments like Hank Hill's backyard, which hopefully includes the famous alley. I think it does, because you can see it in the photo there. And the Water Tower, Reinstein's Cowboys, and more. These will be available alongside special photo opportunities and other activities for fans in attendance, where they will be able to show off their love for King of the Hill ahead of its comeback. Check out a preview of how things will look below. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it's just basically going to be a bunch of selfie stations, really. And that's cool. I kind of wish I could go there to see it, to be honest.
I wish I was at the Comic-Con period, to be honest. Yes, I do.
I mean, there are more cons coming up this year. They won't be until like fall, but yeah.
I always miss them. I've never actually been to a con, surprisingly enough.
Well, if you
The only cons I've ever actually been to are Penny Arcade.
No, I have been to a con, but as part of a
coming up
video
too,
game
by the
tournament.
way. That's also coming up this weekend.
Do they sort of?
Yeah, I haven't been able to go since they moved it to Labor Day weekend because I always have a Husky.
Well, I mean,
a
it's
Husky trip
also
that-
it's also
that
run
weekend.
by Reed Pop now, so it's really expensive. It's like for one day. Saturday is like $80.
Honestly, these
Reed
days.
Pop are greedy assholes, as far as I'm concerned. Unless they want to give us a press pass, then I'll be happy to go. But yeah, no. And then there's see what else did I wanted to talk about? Oh yes, and story that was posted on Cracked.com by the son of Isaac Hayes III. And he basically says, no, my dad didn't quit the show. He was sick and was unable to speak for himself, and the church that he belonged to, Scientology, basically said that he was quitting the show because of how the show made fun of Tom Cruise and their religion. This is what the article says. In South Park's early days, there was one adult the boys would turn to whenever they were in trouble. That was Chef. He would always talk about beautiful women and all that kind of stuff. Chef famously was played by soul music legend Isaac Hayes. As a key part of the show's formula, when South Park debuted, and his song from "I'm Gonna Make Love to You, Woman" and "Chocolate Salty Balls" provided the earliest examples of the show's musicality. Hayes also was the biggest name involved at the start. No one knew who Trey and Matt were back then. Given Chef's critical contribution to the show's early success and how beloved the character was for South Park fans, his death and Hayes' controversial departure from the show were all the more upsetting. Let's see here. The story behind Hayes' exit from South Park began with the 9th season episode Trapped in the Closet. I love that episode.
Yeah.
Which aired in November 2005. It mercilessly skewered Scientology and exposed some of the religion's more science fiction-like lore, with a few that few members of the public and even some of the church's own members knew much about. Hayes, however, was a Scientologist. He joined the church in the early 90s. As such, Chef doesn't appear in the episode, and Hayes wasn't informed the episode's content ahead of time. According to Stone and Parker, this was intended to give Hayes some plausible deniability. The episode wasn't out of the norm for the series. 2 seasons earlier, South Park did a equally vicious skewering of Mormonism.
Another great episode.
Yeah, dum 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 dum. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit
Yep.
here. So after the Trapped in the Closet episode, more than a week later, Parker and Stone ran the episode Return of Chef. To voice Chef, they used clips of Hayes that they very clearly been edited from other South Park episodes. The episode concludes that Chef's death, he was set on fire, falls from a bridge and mauled by mountain lions, while Let's Remember Chef How He Was speech follows his on-screen demise. The gruesome death came off as petty and upsetting even for South Park fans. Still, the door seemed open for Hayes' return, as Chef was resurrected at the end as Darth Chef, a teaser for a story Parker and Stone would never explore, as Hayes didn't return to South Park before passing away in August of 2008 from a stroke. Full decade after Chef quit South Park, his son Isaac Hayes III told Hollywood Reporter that Hayes had suffered a stroke in January of 2006 before he quit, and he didn't leave the show. Isaac Hayes did not quit South Park. Someone quit South Park for him. His son maintained that he explained that the initial stroke took away his ability to speak, as well as some cognitive comprehension. He was in no position to resign under his own knowledge. His son continued that at the time, everybody around my father was involved in Scientology, his assistant, his core group of people. So someone quit South Park on Isaac Hayes' behalf. We don't know who. Man, that's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. I think if his son was a voice actor, they should have him kind of maybe resurrect Chef. But that's
Nah. Let that character go. You know.
Have him be like have it be one of Chef's love children.
Yeah,
love
Chef's
children.
child would work.
Like,
Yeah.
He'd be Chef's
That
kid.
would work.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to do it.
Yeah, that'd be a good way
I
to do
mean,
it.
technically speaking, he is, but I'm just saying, I think it'd be cool if he came back, or someone who was pretending to be Chef, and it turns out that it's actually Chef's like grandson or
To
something.
be honest with you, South Park just needs to go away. I love South Park, but I can tell that Matt and Trey don't want to do it anymore. They've said they don't want to do it anymore.
I haven't
Let those
watched
men
it.
rest.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that they
No, they've said it. They've
they
said it.
have? Okay.
No, they've said it. Yeah, they're like, we don't want to do this anymore, but they keep paying us, so we're gonna keep doing it.
What's interesting though is apparently right now they're in negotiations for extension, and
Oh, yeah.
the sticking point is that they want a 10-year contract, and they want a 10-year like $2 billion contract or something like
Yeah.
that. And the counteroffer is they want more money per year. The counteroffer from Paramount is more money per year, but only 5 years. So they're actually angling for a longer contract. So
They've also said they don't want to do it anymore. Maybe. Then again, $500 million
That
or
sounds like-
whatever is a lot of money.
yeah, that sounds like Matt though. It's just like I hate this. This is awful, and then but I have to keep doing it.
Yeah, basically, as long as there's that much money there, I don't think there's a point to quitting. I think.
And I don't want it to go away. Like and I'm saying this as somebody who stopped watching it. It just seems like it is one of the few voices in our media that can literally speak truth to power. They can literally get away with anything. And I think it's important to have at least one show that can do that.
I agree
Where,
with
like,
that.
no-
I would say they really can push it further than like anyone else can.
They're the only ones that could tell us, like, you know, your mom's being a cunt. Like, basically. Like, that's...
Yeah. Yeah, they can pull a lot more shit than any other show on. I would agree. I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
100%.
like they can touch the sacred cows and actually critique them and do it. They can actually do it. Now it's a responsibility that they have to wield responsibly. But
Right.
And they generally do.
And yeah, and even though I don't always agree with them politically, like they're definitely more libertarian than I am, um, but I have never found a true fault in their position. Like I can always respect it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always liked the show only because they don't pull any punches on anybody. They don't like if when you think they've gone too far with one group, they go after the other one. It's like okay, well, I mean, they're really not like picking sides, and and I think I quote from the voting episode more than anything else in the last eight or 9 years. Like, I don't want to vote for a douche, a giant
Or a turd.
turd or a douche sandwich. I don't want to. I
Yeah,
want to vote for either one. It's like you got to vote for at least one because one is definitely worse than the other, and you don't want the one that's worse than the other. So
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how it is.
yeah. All right, the last story here is over on the that's some weird shit, and I'm skipping the music this week just because we we're running a little long, and my brain is not braining, so. Um, and just not even thinking about that shit. So, Seattle's infamous Montlake Spite House just sold for over $700,000. I vaguely remember hearing about this. It was a house that's only 55 inches wide, and it's shaped like a slice of pie. So yeah. So it says here, have you heard of the infamous Montlake Spite House in Seattle, shaped like a small slice of pie? The house is squeezed into a 300 square foot lot in Seattle's Montlake neighborhood. It is at its narrowest, it's 55 inches wide, and it was sold for over $700,000. I vaguely remember this. It was like a couple got divorced or some shit or something. I don't remember. So the Spanish Revival style house in Montlake was built a century ago, and the origins are not known for certain. The most widely accepted story is that the small sliver of a house was built next to a main house after a contentious divorce. Another story is attributed to the structure to a neighborly dispute. Most stories agree that the Spite House was built to block someone's view. Can you believe this house, for as small it is, sold for that much money?
These days, not
in
anymore.
Seattle, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty. That makes sense here.
Well, it's on Montlake too. Like it's the property that cost that much money, not the house.
Yeah.
Montlake, isn't that like out near like Ballard?
Montlake is where the University of Washington is. It's
okay. On the other side of
Lake Washington.
The other side of I-5.
It's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Montlake Spite House is 860 square feet, split between two levels. On one side, it is 15 feet wide, which narrows down to 55 inches on the other. It sits on a 3,000 square foot lot. The house was recently went on the market for the first time since 2019 and was listed at $799,000, and ultimately sold for $745,000. Despite its small size and awkward layout, potential buyers may have been enticed by the chance to own a unique piece of Seattle history in desirable location.
Jesus Christ, that's so much money for a little sliver of a house.
I mean, if they turn it into like a tourist trap, like make it like a really expensive
An Airbnb or something.
Airbnb or something, yeah.
Yeah. I can see that.
I don't know. So, all right. Unless you guys want to talk about any of the other stories, I think I'm good.
Yeah, it's later than I thought it was. We went for a while that time.
Yeah, it's like I remember looking when we were a half hour in. I was like, it's only been a half hour, and then the next thing I know, it's like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I was doing some talking.
Yep.
Well, I think that was another great show, guys. Thanks to everybody who's been listening. Thanks to Han for calling in again. I guess that's going to be we're going to have to keep that tradition up next week. If we're happy to have you keep calling back, if you're up for it. But remember to like and subscribe. Leave a 5-star review wherever you're listening on your podcasts. And tune in again next week. We'll have more for you soon. Thanks, everybody.